Russia has always seen the South Caucasus, Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan as a vital buffer zone. For centuries, Moscow's strategy has been to keep rival powers out, using military, economic, and diplomatic tools. Divide and rule has been the Kremlin's method, exploiting ethnic tensions and unresolved conflicts to maintain leverage. In Georgia, Russia backed breakaway regions. In Armenia and Azerbaijan, it fueled the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, arming both sides to ensure dependence. Russia's economic grip was strong, especially over Armenia, which joined Russian-led blocs and relied on Moscow for energy. Azerbaijan, with its oil wealth, had more independence but still had to navigate Russian influence. But as the 21st century progressed, cracks appeared. Azerbaijan looked westward. Georgia turned to NATO, and even Armenia began questioning its reliance on Moscow. Russia's old playbook was losing effectiveness as these nations sought new partners. The stage was set for a dramatic shift in the region's balance of power. Moscow's dominance was about to face its greatest challenge yet. For decades, the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was Russia's main lever in the South Caucasus. Moscow positioned itself as the indispensable mediator, brokering ceasefires and leading diplomatic efforts. Yet Russia armed both Armenia and Azerbaijan, ensuring neither could win outright and both remained dependent. Armenia relied on Russian security guarantees, while Azerbaijan hoped Moscow would eventually help restore its territory. This frozen conflict suited Russia, keeping both sides in check. But Azerbaijan, flush with oil money, began modernizing its military and growing impatient with the status quo. Diplomatic talks stalled, and Baku's frustration mounted. Russia underestimated Azerbaijan's resolve and the growing influence of Türkiye. The delicate balance Moscow maintained was becoming unsustainable. The ground was shifting, and the conflict was about to erupt. Russia's grip on the region was slipping. The era of managed stalemate was ending. The 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war shattered the old order. Azerbaijan, backed by Türkiye and advanced drones, launched a swift offensive, overwhelming Armenian defenses. Russia, despite its alliance with Armenia, stayed on the sidelines, citing legal technicalities. Yerevan felt betrayed. Moscow's inaction exposed the limits of its security guarantees. The war ended with a Moscow-brokered ceasefire, but the terms favored Azerbaijan. Russian peacekeepers entered the region, but their role was now secondary to Azerbaijan and Turkey's influence. For Azerbaijan, it was a triumphant return. For Armenia, a devastating loss and a crisis of trust in Russia. Russia avoided a wider war but lost its monopoly as regional power broker. Turkey emerged as a new heavyweight in the South Caucasus. The balance of power had fundamentally shifted. Moscow's authority was no longer absolute. The South Caucasus was entering a new era. After the 2020 war, Russian peacekeepers struggled to maintain order in Nagorno-Karabakh. Azerbaijan accused them of failing to prevent arms smuggling and tolerated blockades that led to humanitarian crises. Russia's weak response eroded Armenia's trust and emboldened Azerbaijan. In September 2023, Azerbaijan launched a rapid operation, dissolving the separatist government and prompting a mass exodus of Armenians. Russian peacekeepers were reduced to bystanders. The conflict ended with Azerbaijan's total victory and Moscow's leverage gone. Armenia, feeling abandoned, distanced itself from Russia and sought new partners in the West. Azerbaijan, now in full control, no longer needed to defer to Moscow. Russia's authority in the region was fundamentally undermined. The decades-old conflict that empowered Moscow was over. The South Caucasus was no longer Russia's exclusive domain. Regional dynamics had changed irreversibly. Moscow's influence had collapsed from within. In early 2024, a civilian plane incident pushed Azerbaijan-Russia relations to the brink. Russian jets forced an Azerbaijani cargo plane to land, citing security concerns. Baku saw it as a provocation. Outrage erupted in Azerbaijan, fueling anti-Russian sentiment and demands for retaliation. Azerbaijan suspended Russian TV broadcasts, reviewed Russian business operations, and slowed Russian transit to Iran. Moscow, caught off guard, tried to downplay the incident but retaliated with import bans and travel warnings. The partnership between the two countries collapsed into open hostility. Azerbaijan was no longer willing to tolerate Russian pressure. The era of subtle diplomacy was over. Baku was now openly challenging Moscow's influence. A new confrontational phase had begun. As ties with Russia frayed, Azerbaijan accelerated its pivot to Turkey and NATO. The Shusha Declaration cemented a mutual defense pact with Turkey, replacing Russia as Baku's main security guarantor. Joint military exercises and Turkish advisors modernized Azerbaijan's army to NATO standards. Turkish drones proved decisive in the 2020 war, showcasing the strength of this alliance. Azerbaijan also deepened cooperation with NATO, contributing to peacekeeping missions and boosting Europe's energy security. The Southern Gas Corridor made Baku a key player in reducing Europe's reliance on Russian gas. While full NATO membership isn't imminent, Azerbaijan's security alignment is clear. The country is now more interoperable with Western forces, and less dependent on Moscow. This strategic reorientation gives Baku new confidence and flexibility. The South Caucasus's security architecture has been fundamentally transformed. Azerbaijan is charting a new, independent course. Azerbaijan's westward pivot is a major blow to Russia's regional ambitions. The South Caucasus, once a Russian buffer, is now slipping from Moscow's grasp. The Azerbaijan-Turkey alliance, anchored by the Shusha Declaration, forms a powerful bloc outside Russian control. Turkey, a NATO power, now has a permanent foothold in the Caspian region. Russia faces a coordinated front on its southern border, altering the strategic balance. Azerbaijan's success shows post-Soviet states they can defy Moscow through smart alliances and economic strength. Russia's narrative as the sole security provider is crumbling. Azerbaijan's energy exports to Europe further weaken Russia's leverage. Moscow is losing control over regional energy, alliances, and diplomacy. This isn't just a lost partnership, it's the unraveling of Russia's southern strategy. The Kremlin's influence is in retreat. Azerbaijan's break from Moscow offers a blueprint for other post-Soviet states. Economic independence, military modernization, and strong alliances can counter Russian pressure. Kazakhstan and others are watching, seeking to balance ties with Russia, China, Turkey, and the West. Azerbaijan's use of energy wealth to fund its military and diplomacy is a model for others. The CSTO's credibility has been damaged, as Armenia's experience shows the limits of Russian guarantees. Azerbaijan's achievements outside Russian-led structures highlight new possibilities for the region. The ripple effect could reshape Eurasia's political landscape. Moscow's grip on its former empire is weaker than ever.